Mackenzie.
Hello and happy Thursday. I've got Mackenzie here. Mackenzie, how old are you now?
No,
No, she is 4 now. So for those of you that haven't seen her for a while, she's so excited to be at Grandma's. So we are creating together, aren't we? We put together a fun camper card. Whoops, don't want to cover up Mackenzie. Here, cover up me. We put together a fun camper card. So this is going to be Dawn Erlbeck's card number 3. And I love putting together monochromatic cards, and this is going to be one of those. And it also falls into the category of people that aren't necessarily fond of coloring things in. So this is a fun stamp setter bundle that could be colored in, or you can just do it like I'm doing it today and enjoy just the monochromatic look to that. So for those of you that are campers, this could be a fun card. So let me get the camera turned around, and actually let me help Mackenzie down. Do you want to get closer to see me stamp? Yeah, yep. So we're gonna scoot her down and then get my camera turned around. Yeah, Mackenzie was so excited to spend time in my stamp room, and when I said I was gonna do a live video, she said, let's go. So she grabbed her baby and off we go. All right, so here we have the card.
Hey.
Let's get some good light on there. And like I said, monochromatic as far as using the same color scheme. So I'm using my color pattern today, Night of Navy, Misty Moonlight, and Basic White. I just love blue, as you know, if you followed me for very long at all. And so this was really fun to put together. So if you didn't already know, every time I do a card, I post a link to the products used and the codes and everything. So you can click on that, and it actually kind of just creates a shopping list. So that will give you the information needed. So the Adventure Together is online exclusive. So for those of you that go, oh, I'm never going to find it, you might just find it if you go to the link that I post of the still shot of the card. So after this video, I always post just a picture of the card, and then with the description or the list of supplies, there's always a link plus the list of supplies that you can always use to search on the website, but please use me as a reference as well, because that is what I'm here for. So this is just a bundle. Sometimes on the online exclusive, there's suites too, where there could be paper involved or accessories or something, but this is just a bundle. Adventure Together with the cute, all these cute images, and then there's dies too. So most of the dies I have out, and I'll be using a couple tree dies, a couple sentiment dies, and even fun like tire track dies I'll be using. And I didn't even take the time to cut out the camper today, and I thought it was still cute. And just I'm envisioning making some cards without any of that stuff so far, but just maybe a couple camping chairs and a fire with the grass and such. And then they've got cool tire wells, and I think this is a camera. It's supposed to be a camera because Adventure Together could be that type of adventure too, where you're taking lots of pictures. But to me, this makes it look like you're not going to be taking a lot of pictures. You're just going to be maybe enjoying the quiet and stillness, right? So online exclusive bundle. And this is Dawn Erlbeck's last card demo of her 3. She'll be keeping her party open through the end of this month. And if you have more questions on how to order or need help ordering through her party, please let me know. So I've done her previous 2 days, I've done her 2 cards, and then this will be her 3rd and last card. A minimum $30 order will get you all 3 of the cards that I've made, including today. I'll mail them out to you as a thank you from her and I for ordering through her party. So that is how that works. So let me get started. All right, so the card base is going to be Night of Navy folded this way this time. And then the next layer is going to be Misty Moonlight 4 by 5 1/4, and then this I'm going to do some stamping on. Well, actually, I'm going to wait to do my stamping and let me do some cutting out of things first. But I guess I do have to do a little bit of stamping before I cut. So I'm opening up my Night of Navy ink pad, and in the stamp set, there's 2 different size trees. And so I just put them on the same block, and I'm going to stamp the Night of Navy ink here on the Misty Moonlight, and then having them spaced apart a little bit like so will allow me to cut them both out together without my dies getting too close together. And so I'm going to, I'm going to start with that, I think, and set that aside. So the next thing that I'm going to do is cut out this fun little, you can see like a tire trail here, so tire tracks, and it kind of makes it look adventuresome by having that on there. And so this die just makes like the imprints and cuts out that, and so I'm going to show you how easy that is to line that up and such. So I'm just going to put this down here, and like so, just towards the front, and run that through. And that piece is cut 4.75 by about 1 inch. So as I lift this up, look at how fun that is. And then sometimes, especially with my glass mat, I do that, and a lot of those pieces fall out. It makes for a little bit of a mess, but it's sometimes easier than poking them all out individually. So it's got this nice little almost arrow there, and so I'm going to scoot that right into that pattern and put it close there so that the continuous pattern just keeps going with this tread. And so if you had, say, like a 2-inch piece instead of this 1-inch piece, you would see that it would just keep going and such too. So got that, and these didn't come out this the second time as easily out of this, but I think it's because some of that was still stuck in my die. So user error, not the die. Okay, I love Stampin' Up's quality of products, so don't get me wrong. Okay, so that doesn't take long to poke that out, and a couple names come to mind because there's some of my stamping friends that love to do the little pokey pokes when die cutting with things like this. Now we do have a mess. Wow. So if there was somebody in your life that just despises those like confetti things that people put in cards, this would be a good thing to save up and put inside their cards, right? Okay, so next I have these trees that I have stamped, and let me grab the dies for that. All right, so I've got the small tree die here, and then the big tree die here. So I'm just gonna line those up like so and cut those out. Okay, and those are really fun. So we've got those, and I think they show up really well. I was like, oh, is that going to show up having Night of Navy on Misty Moonlight? It does very well. Okay, I'm going to set those aside, and then since I have this out, I'm going to grab one of my Stylish Shapes dies. It's not the largest circle, but it is the next smaller one, and I'm just going to cut out a circle for me to stamp that camper out on, and I'll be ready to go. And it's kind of fun because it's got those stitched marks around the edges there, like so. I like my Stylish Shapes and use those quite a bit. So if you follow along, I've been doing a ton of videos lately, and I feel kind of like a broken record here with Stylish Shapes, Stylish Shapes, Stylish Shapes. Okay. All right, so also with the Stylish Shapes that I've done ahead of time, and these were actually, it just fits so perfectly with this. These were actually cut from a previous class. I did use the larger circle of the Stylish Shapes that is stitched also, and cut out from the paper pattern of the Countryside Inn. Countryside Inn 12 by 12 Designer Series paper. So you can see this if you remember it. If you were a demonstrator a while back, Stampin' Up! Also had a challenge where if you bettered your best or something, they would send out this version of cardstock or Designer Series paper, I should say, in pinks. So it'd be kind of fun to do a pink like glamper card with that type of layout too. So I've got this going. What I'm going to do now is stamp out my camper. So let's bring back this Night of Navy pad and the camper. So I'm just going to ink that up And actually, I'm going to stamp it up here because I'm going to go off the edge on purpose a little bit. I feel like when this happens, oops, I've got a little smudge there, but I think that's going to be okay. So when that happens, it looks like there's some like motion going, like it's barely making it onto the scene, or it's on the go when it's stamped off a little bit. So I kind of like that look to it. And then I'm also going to stamp, as long as I have this out, I'm going to stamp out my 2 sentiments, and might need your help with that too to decide, am I using both or one or the other? Let me see. I'm going to do Let the Adventure Begin in Night of Navy, and then it also says Happy Campers. I'm going to just put that on a piece of basic white and set that aside to die cut here in a second. And then also, I think this is just so fun. This stamp here has some stars and a moon. Hi there, Deb. Hi, Fran. And so I'm going to ink that up and just put that kind of at a tilt up in this corner here, like so. So I've got that. And now we can start doing some piecing together. All right, so this is ready to go. This Misty Moonlight layer is ready to go on my Night of Navy card base here, like so. Okay, got that. And then I'm going to take this tire track tread there and just kind of lightly put some adhesive along the bottom. And when I say lightly, sometimes I do a little bit of like a push down to get it going and then drag it across. And I just want to make sure I get a little bit on the ends too. And now this is ready. Just going to tuck that glue behind. You can do a lot with this type of adhesive. So I'm just going to put that across the bottom here of the card. So got that like so. And now I'm going to go ahead with this circle here. And it's kind of got some flowers on there, which I think kind of matches with the cute little shadow box there. So that's going to go right to the edge and just over top this little tread a little bit. Just want to make sure that it's not crooked. And then this is ready to put on too, and I'm just going to pop that up with some dimensionals here. About 4 dimensionals, like so. And so this camper could be adorable, all colored in. I've seen some that are all colored in with really bright colors and everything, so that could be a fun way to dress that up. I look at it, sometimes I think it looks like the Scooby-Doo Mystery Machine, and so it could be kind of fun to try and trick it out maybe that way and such too. All right, so after we have that down, what I'm going to do next is put, oh, actually I want the tall tree next. The tall tree, I'm just going to put a line of adhesive down and then tuck that kind of behind, but not too closely, behind the circle, because it's like I want it close just to make everything look cozy, but I also want to fill up the space over here. And then the smaller tree, I'm going to put 2 dimensionals on there, and that about fits perfect. And then that's going to just kind of overlap. I'm going to set that on top of that tree and then on top of that little tire tread there too. So hello, Beth Ann. Okay, so now we've kind of got the basic card going on there. I even think this could be like a fun graduation card. It seems like, okay, we're in February, but graduation will not be too far away. Like, so that's why I thought, let the adventure begin. So let me now bring back over my cut and emboss machine. And besides the circles being stylish shapes, I've used, you know, all of these fun dies from the set, the tire tracks, the trees. Didn't cut out the camper, but there's even this nice rectangle box of die there. And see, I'm going to, I have done this before where I've overlapped, and that works, you guys, if you do it the right way. Let's see, And if this wants to move, nope, it looks like it's gonna stay put. So I'm gonna do both of these at the same time. And you're like, what are you doing? You'll see when I'm done. Okay, so now I've got Let the Adventure Begin, and then I've got the Happy Campers here, and they both came out. So there we go. And the paper is just fine. So we've got that and this, so it's all good. And sometimes it's just a matter of saving like time and space on my die cutting machine. So that is what happens behind the scenes, but today I did it in front of the camera. Hi there, Jill. All right, so in the comments, I love it when you guys give feedback. I'm not one that is ever really too offended by anything people say, because you guys are always so kind to me to start with. So I was like, oh, let the adventure begin. This could be kind of fun to just, you know, maybe pop up. And I thought, oh, that's kind of fun to tuck there. And that could be like it for the card. Like that could be it, or I could put it, you know, even down here or whatever. That kind of looks fun. But I even thought, same thing with Happy Campers, putting that up here or down there. But I thought, okay, it's kind of fun to have them both going on at the same time. So I'm just going to grab a strip of dimensionals for the Happy Campers. So my feedback that I'm asking for, I guess, is should I just have like one or the other? Should I have both? If I'm doing one, which one would you put on there? Just say I would do both if you like both, or I would do Let the Adventure Begin, or I would do Happy Campers. I guess I always like kind of hearing from you guys. Oh, I guess I just popped this one up. I didn't mean to. On my sample, I just had it down there so that the camper goes over it, but this still kind of just goes over it. It's fine. Either way, I guess it looks fine. All right. And then the last thing that I want to add to my card is some accessorizing. This too is an online exclusive, so it might be a little bit harder to find. This is the Two-Tone Sparkle Gems. So if you put in the Stampin' Up! Search bar on my shopping page, you can find the Two-Tone Sparkle Gems. They are also a part of the Everyday Skies, that bundle that has the everyday arches and all the fun paper. So there's arches, there's the stamp set, there's these, and there's some ribbon that is all part of a suite. So that is where I'm finding these. And because I do a lot with blue, I have been using these, especially with those cute little seagulls, because these are kind of sparkly with kind of that aquamarine life as far as color scheme. So they have two different sizes. I'm just going to take one of the larger ones and put that down here by the tree, and then I'm going to come back and grab two of the smaller ones and kind of just, whoops, maybe put that there like so. I almost went without accessories on this card because I thought there's a lot of fun stuff on there, and I always like to let the stamping kind of take over and be the focal point. Same with scrapbookers at retreats. When they ask me for advice, I always have to say, now remember what the focus is. It's not always the embellishments. It should be the pictures. And so I kind of want that to be with the cards too, but I kind of thought this added to the starry night type of look that I was trying to create for that scene too. And then for the inside, what I decided to do here is bring back my two trees that I have on the same block, and I could have just removed one. I don't want them too spaced out because that kind of almost looks goofy. I guess it wouldn't be too goofy. I could put that and then the stars in between. But what I decided to do was just ink up the side of it here, and then I'm just going to put that in the corner. And then if this one accidentally still has ink on it or got some ink as I inked up, it's going to go off on my piece of scratch paper there. So we have a nice Night of Navy tree. And then without re-inking the moon and the stars, I'm just going to give it a little huff. Like, when is the last time we've huffed when we've made a card? And that just remoistens the ink that is on there. But because I'm not re-inking, it's not going to be as dark. And I think it really adds depth. So it makes it look like the stars and the moon are kind of in the background and the tree is in the foreground. So that's kind of fun. And so for this, it could be like a retirement card or somebody that's moving on to, you know, a new job or something, depending on if you're using this or that. You could even make it into a birthday card if you have somebody in your life that just loves camping. So I'm just going to leave that inside blank for those of you that will be receiving this card as ordering through Dawn's Party. So I have that for the inside. I feel like I got adhesive stuck there. It's like, I was hoping it wasn't ink, so that's good. All right, so we've got that to coordinate with the front of the card there. So like I said, this wraps up Dawn Earlbeck's 3 cards that I'm doing as her demo. Yeah, if you have any questions, there's always fun stuff going on, stuff that you might need or want, or just sometimes just some basic supplies of getting some more cardstock to go with your pretty papers. Everybody's like, oh, I have so many 12 by 12 pretty papers. Sometimes just getting the right 8.5 by 11 solid colors to just go together. You put them together, it looks inviting. And if you're like me at all, if things are organized and ready to go, it makes me just want to jump in and do that. So hopefully you guys are finding some fun inspiration from everything that I've been doing like this last month with going crazy, because there's just so many fun things that it's been fun to bring you videos almost every day when I can. So tomorrow I hope to bring you another video. We'll see. Like I said, Mackenzie already ditched me, so like attention span is short. It's not like at age 4 she's going to spend a lot of time in my stamp room with me, but maybe you'll see a glimpse of the other grandkids too while they spend some time with us. So take care and hope to see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.